Now to the Sacramento arena deal that has officially fallen apart.
Yeah, we're getting reaction from fans and arena opponents after NBA Commissioner David Stern announced today that there is not any hope for this agreement.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, but I can say the city has stepped up.
Now, just a couple of hours later, Mayor Johnson answered some serious questions about the Kings' future in Sacramento.
They're not willing to honor their obligation in the things that we all agreed upon, at least conceptually in a term sheet, and there's nowhere to go.
Tonight, fans and city leaders are trying to figure out what's next.
Yeah, the 19's David Bienick has reaction from Midtown. The Maloofs.
Inside this Midtown sports bar, Kings photos and banners still hang on the wall. But news of the arena plan's collapse has cost the team some fans.
So you'll never go to another Kings game?
Correct. Never. I'm a Sacramento. So whether they're here, support your team.
At City Hall, the city manager said all planning for a new arena has now come to an end. But he did offer this olive branch to the owners of the Kings.
If they want to talk, the door's always open.
But at that, Councilmember Steve Cohn interrupted and said,
I don't think you can necessarily speak for the council.
Cohn called the Maloofs' proposal to renovate Power Balance Pavilion a red herring and said the city would now focus on building a transportation center at the arena site in the rail yards.
I am very excited still that that project can still move forward.
Opponents showed off the petition they still plan to start circulating next week as a way to force a public vote on the arena plan, which they think is not quite dead yet.
What I think's happened here is, the Kings are saying, well, I don't like that pitch.
The Kings' next home game is on Sunday. Many Kings fans predict that if the Maloofs do show up, they'll be greeted with a round of boos. In Sacramento, David Bienick, KCRA 319.
And city leaders rejected the Maloofs' accusation that the city doesn't have the money to make the arena happen. Councilmember Cohn also called that ironic, given the Maloofs' financial situation.
A lot of people asking, how did we get to this point? Well, the 19's Danielle Lee was at the Board of Governors meeting in New York with more on what ultimately killed this deal.
The NBA commissioner walked into this room and sitting right here, he made one thing clear. The Sacramento arena deal didn't fall apart because of anything the city did.
That we asked the city of Sacramento to step up, and that city responded in an extraordinary way.
So what made hopes for a new Kings arena come crashing to an end? Commissioner David Stern says the Maloofs decided the deal wasn't a smart move for them.
The owners of the Kings wanted to re-examine certain assumptions that everyone understood in Orlando about projections and the like, and it made them increasingly uncomfortable.
George Maloof says he was actually uncomfortable with the specifics of the downtown arena all along. But if he was, no one seemed to know, especially not the mayor when he celebrated the deal reached in Orlando with the Maloof brothers back in February.
I am still baffled, to say the least, on how we ended up here.
So why did your brother Gavin stand in the council meeting celebrating versus saying, stop, we don't like this right now?
I was having a hard time understanding what they were putting up on the board, because those weren't true.
And why did
the provisions that I don't think it was the forum for me to, it wasn't my job.
If they said it, I think I've learned today they can change their mind.
And now, even with the Maloofs saying they want to stay in Sacramento, the mayor is saying it wasn't just the arena deal that may have died today.
What the relationships with the Maloofs may or may not be going forward, I have no idea. I can't speculate on that at this point.
The Maloofs say they are open to staying in the Power Balance Pavilion if it's renovated, but right now the mayor says that's not something he's interested in. He did say that he plans to go back to Sacramento and talk to the city council. Reporting in New York City, Danielle Lee, KCRA 319.
As for that $200,000 the NBA gave for pre-development costs, the city will not have to repay that.
Well, this all started exactly a year ago. You might remember when the Maloofs went to New York City trying to move the team out of Sacramento. The city of Sacramento and the Maloofs agreed to work towards building this new arena in Sacramento.
So fast forward to February 27th, it appeared an arena deal had been reached in Orlando after some tense negotiations. There was a motion from both sides. Joe Maloof even breaking down in some happy and relieved tears there in the hallway.
And you remember this, just a day after that, the Maloofs and Kevin Johnson, all smiles, hand in hand, appearing together courtside at Power Balance Pavilion. to thousands of elated fans that were cheering them and the new handshake agreement.
The next week, Gavin Maloof shows up at the Sacramento City Council meeting. The council approves its part of the financing plan that would have moved that arena deal forward.
That gets us to today, when everything broke down. NBA Commissioner David Stern announcing that there will be no deal after the Maloofs say that they have issues with the current arena plan.
Now to a group that oversees court spending in our state.